So then a quick progress update. There is now, we can actually see the bottom of the container now, and that is all that's left of the slopes, and it is currently just shy of 7 p.m. And then my dad is currently working on the Technic brick things, and so he has this one, and then all of these, and the box there. Then after that, there is the rounded lift arms. But then after that, there really isn't much of anything to really sort. A couple of these might get listed, but they might get sold as bulk. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, then after that, like this slopes and stuff I'm taking out, I'll do some minor sorting on them, but it's not like it's going to be anything major. And then after that, it's just listing a few things. So yeah, hopefully within the next few weeks, we can get this all finished up and then starting on some of that stuff. But yeah, even though I'll be starting on some of this stuff, I won't be able to list any of it until after the use sale. So it'll start like half a year before any of it gets listed, but we get to start seeing all the cool stuff that's in it and stuff like that, and see how fast we can get through this backlog and free up some floor space here again. But yeah, then the auction's end in just a couple hours for that, and then I can clear up a bit more floor space over here and get these ones potentially listed and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'll get to work. Since the bucket is now getting emptier, what I'm going to do is just grab a couple of these containers, line them up on the floor, and then dump that into them so I can access it easier, and then we'll see just how much we have left. So there is just 3 containers left, and then it is all done with the slopes. And then after done with that, I'll try to clear it up a bit, but then depending on how long this takes, I might start working on some of the wheels just to see how fast that goes, because I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of them aren't really worth much, so it won't take nearly as long to go through compared to the slopes, which there's probably I want to say I was able to get how many on this list initially? About 2,500 different things on the list, but I didn't even go to all categories. I completely forgot about wedges, which is a somewhat large category. So I'd say there's probably around 3.5 to maybe on the high end 5,000 different color mold combinations for the slopes that I have to sift through and try and remember which ones are good and stuff like that, compared to the wheels and tires, which I'd say like probably at least 75% of all of the things in here are either your standard wheel or your standard tire, or I said that backwards, but yeah, that's basically gonna be like the vast majority, and the rest are bulkier items that can be searched up easy. I know mud guards aren't really worth it, vehicle bases aren't, helicopter blades aren't, or stuff like that. And I think that's a dead bug there, but then yeah, this will hopefully be a lot easier to go through, and then I'll probably finish all the stuff off with the brick modified, because this here is just one category, so it shouldn't take that long as well. It should be even simpler than the tires, but then I'll get started on this now. So just now finished with all the slopes, so I'll get all that stuff now sorted out and then get to work on the tires. So then the 4 auctions sold. I think it was this one sold for like $20. This one sold for like 40. This sold for like 40, and this sold for like 50 or 60 or somewhere roughly around there. So I didn't go for all that much, but the thing is I free up a whole bunch of space. But then this way I know that for the other auctions that I was going to do, instead of doing auctions, I'm going to do buy it nows, and I'll price it higher than this, and then it might have to sit for a long time. But the main thing is I needed the space, and not just the spaces in freeing up this section of floor, but like the space in the boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, it sold for super cheap, relatively speaking, but it frees up much needed space, and I was able to learn, so I'm perfectly fine with that. But then yeah, so that frees up some boxes now and stuff. So I'm not sure quite why I thought this would be faster than the slopes for like more selection or anything, although it might be during the searching process. But as for the different amounts of items, it is almost the exact same as the slopes, with almost 2,000 entries across all the different vehicle parts and things that I would put in here. These ones I'm not sure about, but besides that, all the mud guards, the vehicle bases, the wheels, the helicopter things, the wheel holders, the boats, the wheels, the more wheels, and a whole bunch of other wheels, and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So let's now select everything and check the 6-month sales average. So on average, $2,000 worth for everything here, but then let's sort by price and first see how many don't have it, because a lot of the older parts have PCCs, but there's no actual parts for them. They're just added because they exist. So stuff like that gets added, and then new parts are added and stuff like that, which aren't for sale in used condition and stuff like that. So get rid of all of that and then just check. So apparently part 2, 148 is the least valuable wheel on average. Let's see. But yeah, that's because there's just one sold. I'm not sure why I added this one, because Sinner is only released last year, and this stuff here has been sitting here for at least like 3 years or so. So that's a little confusing, because I try to avoid that for most of the things. And I just went to the end there, I guess, by accident. But yeah, then I guess let's check what the most valuable thing is. It would be this wheel here from this stuff. So that's interesting, along with that one boat type and that motorcycle thing and stuff like that. So yeah, then the one other thing I was going to do then quickly was to select all, and then I believe it's, yeah, consolidate items here, because I would have missed some. Consolidate, finish, and then I can sort by quantity, and then yeah, we can see all the ones that I accidentally added 2 of, so that I can select that, change that to 1 for that. So that's done now, and then I will sort by price and then just eliminate everything that's worth like less than like $50 or so, and just get this list all tidied up for Monday when I start to go through that. But then once I finish erasing the ones I'm not worried about, then I'll sort by color, just so that it's easier for going through this stuff then. But yeah, good progress on all this. I didn't add absolutely everything. Like, for example, these things here I didn't add, but I'll still list because anything that looks cool. I think these are from McDonald's or something. Actually, not. Well, they might have been also from McDonald's, but I guess these were like from the small racer sets and stuff like that. But yeah, just cool stuff like that I'll list, because I know that with the slopes there's a few of them that I took out to list, like these Pro Gold ones. I never even checked the value, they just look cool, so I'll list them still, and stuff like that. But yeah, then pretty much everything else should be added. I know, like, I think I didn't add this base here because that's like a one-off type of thing. But yeah, for the most part, everything should be ready. And yeah, so I'll get to work on that list of it now then. And then yeah, good progress, because over here, all of that stuff sorted. Just these here need to be sorted. And then the ones in the containers here and stuff need to be listed. But besides that stuff and this container, then all of that and that container, because that's the thing. So basically all of those things there minus those few containers is just stuff that I need to list by the pound. So then that's good. That one will probably still do an auction just because it's so random right now. But then in the future for stuff like that, I'll probably just sell it by the pound rather than at auction by the pound, and then need to get the things listed eventually for that stuff. So yeah, should be able to hopefully get a whole bunch of this stuff cleaned up now, because it's almost all done being processed. So yeah, just table, 2 boxes, and 2 boxes, and then we are done. Yogurt time. So I got stamps in the mail today from Staples. However, my test didn't work. Last time I had ordered $100 worth of stamps and I had to sign for it. So I was like, okay, maybe if I order $90 of stamps, then I won't have to sign for it, but I still have to sign for it. So I might try it once more with only like $80 of stamps to see if I still have to sign for it. But if not, then I'll just do it like once a month. I'll order a whole bunch, so then that way I only have to sign for it once and stuff like that. But we will figure that one out. But yeah, then now we're going to start with the tires. That one's about 60 liters on the top. The bottom container is about 80 liters. So real roughly, we have about 140 pounds of vehicle parts, although since there is a lot of tires in it, that is going to probably be more than that weight-wise, because it's quite dense. But yeah, then we have our list here of all the different types of vehicle parts that are probably in here, and I know I probably missed a couple of the different items, and but yeah, then I'll figure out how I'm going to go about this. I'll either just search by color, or since like most of the tires are all black, I might just search for the part number and stuff like that. But we will figure out what to do with that stuff. But yeah, then I will get to work on that. My dad finished with all of the square Technic bricks, and so then after that, we only have the vehicles, the brick modified, the round Technic parts, and then the bars container. And then after that, everything is going to be finished being sorted, and it's just time for listing. And not everything on this table is getting listed. A good amount is, but not quite all of it. So yeah, like, I mean, I don't think I'll be listing these. I'll probably be going for an auction. But then most of the other stuff will probably get listed. But we will see on that. But yeah, then I will get to work now. So I was just starting to go through some of the tires, and then there was a door, and I was like, well, I'll just check that door, because I can't say I've seen this exact color combination's price before. So I checked it up thinking, oh, it might be like at most like 20 or 30 cents. But then I went to it, and as we can see, 58380, which is that one there. For that part number there, it's not one of the mold variations there, and so we go light bluish gray, and it goes for $11 to $16, and yeah, it is from just a couple of sets, and let's find them real quick, just 3 of them. And so it is from an exclusive Inside Machine Tour, a old Lego truck from also the Inside Tour, and then also from the Mayor's Train, which is the one that I had. So yeah, that was unexpected, but a good one to keep an eye out for. So just a quick check-in, about somewhere around halfway to 3/4 of the way done the first container, even though it's only been, I want to say maybe 3 hours, give or take a little bit. But then, yeah, have one container here already set aside of all of the parts I'll be listing. And well, there's lots of interesting parts in here. I think the most expensive part I found is only around the $8 to $10 mark. There hasn't been anything too crazy like there was with the slopes. But then, yeah, this here is all of the regular parts that won't be listed, and I'm having to store them in here because I don't have any of those containers, but hopefully in a day or two, well, I ship it out tomorrow, so by tomorrow night, those boxes over there will be empty. But then as soon as I can get through with this one, then I'll just start dumping that stuff back into it and stuff like that. But yeah, making good progress. So just finished with the first box, and yeah, on to the second box, and yeah, we'll see how much we can get done. And so I'll first dump all of these boxes into that box, and then get started on this one. And it is just 7:30 p.m. on day 1 of the sorting. I thought this would probably take like 3 days at least to get it all sorted, but we're only like 4 hours in, and we've already got the first one sorted. So we'll see how much longer this takes, though I do have to pull orders tonight and ship orders out tomorrow. So at the earliest, it probably won't be until tomorrow night or maybe the day after in the morning that I'll be done with this, but we will see. And this part here looks like some old Fabuland stuff almost. No, it's doesn't quite, well, it might be. Let's see, is there a part number? No part number on this one. So what we will do is go to Bricklink, put that thing right there. We can see it on the screen, and then search for it, and we can see it is this one. Yeah, that one's different there. And let's take a look in red, $2.50. And yes, it is from Fabuland, so that's interesting there. Just double check it has dimensions. Yep, although it is pre-filled, because you can see there's no uncredited here, so they might be slightly off. But let's see if any of these are missing it. But nope, looks like everything has it, so that's all good. But yeah, then I'll just put this in the container of stuff I'll be listing, and then start working on some of this. So then there is the 4 here. So of the 4, 3 of them have now been paid for. And of the 3 that were paid for, the one that isn't paid for is the one with the grays. So we will see if the buyer pays within the, I forget what eBay's payment time frame is. I can't remember if it's 3 days, a week, or 10 days, or whatever it was. And then if they don't pay, then I can actually list these with the other method. But for now, I am going to move them to the kitchen somewhere so I can finally have access to the bottom section of that end, because this was probably the worst placement I could have chosen for these boxes, because it is quite difficult to get access to the boxes behind them and stuff like that, which I should have been able to suspect when I put them right in front of them, but for some reason I didn't. So yeah, then I'll just move some of the stuff over there for shipping stuff out tomorrow. Yogurt time. The saga continues with Adobe moving itself once again, so there's that. But then, made some good progress yesterday and got a bit of that done, but gonna ship orders out and then hopefully, potentially finish that by the end of the day, although I probably am overestimating how fast I can get that done, considering that took all of yesterday and I have to ship all the orders out and stuff like that. And then that container is even larger, so yeah, probably won't get that done today realistically, but I'll still try to get it done by tonight, but more realistically, probably sometime tomorrow. But all of the orders are now shipped out, so the containers are finally empty again, so that's good. I can use them for some of this stuff. So yeah, then I will get back to trying to get all of the tires finished up, but yeah, probably won't finish it till tomorrow. So just finished with the very last tray of all of the vehicle parts. So I have all of that there, the last container's emptied. And so we ended up with these 3 boxes along with those 2 boxes. So I ended up with 5 boxes of the different wheel parts that we're going to be keeping. And I'm just going to quickly set these boxes over there because they were about to fall over by the looks of it, and that's I'm not sure what was in there. And then so then all of the random parts that I won't be listing are in these ones here, which I'm going to be trying a different approach for selling compared to the previous auctions. And these ones here I'll do a fixed price buy it now and sell it in smaller amounts, not necessarily the 20 pounds at a time. I mean, I might, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'll be doing buy it nows on that. And then I have these treads, which I'm going to figure out if I'm going to keep any or not, because I couldn't really tell what was what while listing, while processing, because there's just a whole bunch of them and stuff like that. Then have this one here, which is a bit confusing because on Bricklink there is the entry here, which is part 6310, but then you have the stickered version, which is part 16310, and when you look at the part, which you probably can't see it on camera, it also says 16310, but then just recently, only like 2 years back, they changed it from 16310 to 6310, so going to figure that out, but something will probably end up getting updated, whether the one is dropped from the extension or who knows. But yeah, then I'm going to just try to clean things up here a little bit. A whole bunch of the missorted stuff was taken out, but yeah, overall good progress. Yogurt time. So I was able to confirm that this one here, it was the mold numbers for the first 3 things. So then number was updated for the stickered version to be the 4-digit version of the number instead of the old incorrect 5-digit version. I've got these Duplo parts here, which I'm not entirely sure if I need for adding parts 4 dimensions, so I just kind of left them here in case they're part of any of the Duplo trains that I still need. So yeah, I'm going to work on those treads today, but then after that, then that should be all of it from the wheels for the initial sort. And then so what I will be working on afterwards is, I think it's under there, so I can't show it, but like all the brick modified, and then the bars, and then after that, all of the base sorting will be done, and initially I had suspected it would be till the end of the week, but considering that the brick modified is only like half to three quarters of a container, and that's the one category that it shouldn't be that much to go through, at least compared to wheels or slopes or anything, because it's literally just one category and there's only maybe like 50 to 100 different molds and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be too difficult to go through. So I'm almost entirely certain that the half to three quarters container of that, along with the one small container of the bars, will not take all of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Might be able to get it done by the end of tomorrow or so, perhaps. And then after that, it will be finally time to start listing a lot of stuff. So we have all of the Technic to list, all of the vehicle parts that were taken out, all of the slopes that were taken out, more Technic Bionicle stuff, a couple of the bricks, plates, the jumper plates, and some windscreen type parts. The plants are probably not being listed, but yeah, then that will be all that needs to be listed. And then once that is listed, then we are done with the old haul, and then we can start with a bit of the backlog and stuff, and all that fun stuff. So I still need to also get some of the stuff from the counter there cleared up for the buy it now things, but I'm going to wait to do that until probably this table's a bit clearer, because this table is not really got much room to be taking pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, then I will get to work on this, but yeah, hopefully we can get lots of progress done today. And actually, let me just see if I can set this there, and then just move that container there. And then, so yeah, it's this container here, because the brick modified, there's still a good amount, but it's like, at most, maybe, a third of the total amount of tires that I had to go through and stuff like that. But they are a lot smaller as well, though there's actually quite a few small tires. So I might be able to get that one done today, perhaps, although creating the file might take a little bit. But yeah, then after that, just the bars. That's a real easy one, though. So yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. Today is Wednesday. The next vlog should be out on Saturday. Thanks for watching if you got this far.